This is my 2015 Audi RS5. It's my daily driver and it's got an issue. One of the PCV valves has reached the end of its life. Genuine Audi replacement PCV valves? $700. I don't think so. I have an aftermarket option that is twice as durable at half the price. So stick around while I go over what the replacement part is, where to buy it, how much it costs, and how to install it. Welcome everyone, and thanks for tuning in. I'm taking a little bit of a break from the 944. The garage is an absolute mess because I have a couple projects going on. I have paint supplies everywhere because I've been recovering my deck. And on my way home from Lowe's, from getting the deck paint, I was getting a really loud whistling sound coming from the engine bay on the RS5. Now, unfortunately, this is one of the common failure systems on these cars. The PC valves just give way. Now, this car is no spring chicken. It's a 2015, it's 11 years old, but it only has about 75,000 miles. In fact, I've had the car for a little over 2 years now, and because I work from home during the day, I've put less than 10,000 miles on that car in 2 years. And believe it or not, over those past 2 years, this car has been the most reliable out of the 4 that I own. The only issue that this car had, besides the PCV issue, is the thermostat went, but that was shortly after I bought the car, and it was replaced for free under an extended warranty. Now, the genuine Audi replacement PCVs, and there are 2 of them on this car, are $400 for one side and over $300 for the other. That's over $700 to replace both the PCV valves on that car.
You cannot afford.
Luckily, there is an aftermarket option that is half the price and twice as durable, and that is the PCV replacement from JH Motorsports. Now, I purchased this from JH directly. I am not sponsored by any means. And I also purchased the other kit that has additional fittings, which allows you to keep your beauty cover. And I happen to like the look of the beauty cover. Obviously, it is purely cosmetic, but I think it really dresses up the engine bay. And in order to get to the PCVs, you remove it, and you can see that they are here at the back of the engine. So basically they are 2 separate units, and they will be replaced by the JHM unit, which is just one solid billet unit that just takes their place. And you can see the factory PCVs have a tube that wraps around and attached to the valve cover. And you can see because they wrap around, it allows for the beauty cover to sit in here. Now, the original JHM PCV replacement kit, the lines kind of come at a more direct angle to the valve cover, and therefore you either have to leave the beauty cover off or modify it, which I really don't want to do. So I bought the additional kit with the new fittings that allow for longer lines that also come up and wrap around. And this is a pretty simple job. Each one of these PCVs is only held in by one bolt, and all you have to do is pinch here at the valve cover and pull them up, remove the bolt on both sides, pull them out, and get the new one in. So I'm gonna get that JHM unit and get it installed. So here you can see the factory original PCV valves, one for the right and one for the left. It's just a diaphragm inside of this cavity inside there, and it attaches to the valve cover. So these 2 separate units will be replaced by this one single unit from JHM. And you can see it has 2 bolt holes that will basically use the same bolts that are used to bolt the factory ones down. And then I have these new lines, as well as the 90-degree fittings, as well as these collars that will help hold these fittings into the valve covers. So the first step is to get this bolted down where the PCV valves used to be. So I have the main PCV unit installed. Like I said, it's just 2 Torx screws that go in. There's also a support bracket that holds this line. You just reuse that and put the bolt straight through that. So now that's all set. Now the next step is to get the lines actually threaded on and attached to the valve cover with those collars. All right, so I have the passenger side done. I have the AN fitting tightened down on the PCV valve side, and also this coupler I have tightened down. This is an 8mm nut. This is an AN line, so I believe that's a standard size, but a 26mm wrench will also work. So I have them tightened down and all ready to go, and now it's time for me to get the driver's side taken care of. You're gonna also wanna make sure that you pre-lube any O-rings on both the PCV valve and these lines. I use a little bit of silicone lubricant, but you could just use plain engine oil. Regardless, you don't want these to go in dry. So the JHM PCV system is installed, as well as both of the lines that attach to the valve covers. They're all secured and tightened down. I do have the beauty cover reinstalled. I do want to point out though that it only secures in the front now. It just kind of sits on the back. It's kind of loose, but that's all right. It's not going to move around or make any noise. And if you didn't tell anyone, nobody would know that it's not secured in the back. But I will say that these hoses look a lot better than the factory ones, and they do kind of go into the factory little holders that they have there on the intake tubes. The next step is to fire it up and see if there's any noises at all.
Sounds good. I don't hear any whistling whatsoever. When I had the old PCV valves in, it was an extremely loud whistle when the car was under vacuum or when your foot's not on the pedal. The second that I would put my foot on the pedal, it would go away because then it turns into positive crankcase pressure. So I would say job done. Looks like the JHM PCV solved the issue and for half the price of the factory parts.
So job is done, and quite frankly, that was easier than doing an oil change on that car. And thank goodness that JHM has an aftermarket solution for those PCVs, because $700 is absolutely insane. Now, I get it. They only made 3,000 of those cars from 2013 to 2015, and they are the last of the 4.2-liter naturally aspirated V8, and it is a glorious engine. But still, certain things, you know that it did not cost that much to manufacture that part. They just mark it with an exclusivity tax. So to wrap it up, that job is 100% in the realm of your normal amateur. You just need to make sure that you have some sort of wrench to tighten down that large AN fitting, either, like I said, a 26mm wrench, or if you don't have a large enough imperial size wrench, you could probably just use some sort of adjustable wrench, or even a set of channel lock pliers. Just be sure to use some sort of paper towel or something so you don't scratch up that pretty AN fitting. So if you enjoyed this video or it helped you out at all, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and think about hitting the notification bell so you'll be alerted the next time I drop a video, maybe on that RS5 or maybe on one of my other cars, like my continued series on my 87 Porsche 944 Turbo. So I appreciate you all hanging around this long, and I'll catch you on the next one.